Hi folks, welcome back to the Cover's Woodshop. This is Arlene once again. We're doing the Snowbo and Santa and Snowman relief called Friends. And what I'm doing is I'm rounding off his arm in the back here. And a lot of it in this type of carving is just a lot of illusion, you know, to give it a 3D effect. A lot of times we just have to figure out what's behind standing in front of something else. For instance, the snowman is standing in front of the Santa, so we give the illusion that he's standing in front of the Santa. So a lot of this, when you're carving, you've got to think, okay, this scarf is going to be before the body of the snowman, and the arms will come before the rest of the body, and that kind of thing. So how you layer things, it's really important to understand how that works. So that's really all that relief is. It's putting in cuts to make it look deeper than it is and round it off and all that. Right now we're rounding off the arm to the Santa that's going around the snowman. At first I was not going to do this, and I thought it would look really nice to be able to look around it, the whole carving, to be able to see a difference. So we're just trimming some of this stuff off. Okay, right here in the front we're going to make a little V cut, and we're going to cut out the mitten of the Santa, okay, because that's really standing in front of everything else. So we're going to cut on this side, okay, just right like so. Alright, and then the hat, the brim of the hat is before the nose and the face, so we need to cut that out first. Alright, we're just going to chop some of this out like so. Alright, we're going to round this off. That's all we're going to do there. When we paint this, it's really going to be distinctive. You'll really begin to see it come together. Alright, we're going to make this a little deeper here, where the hat is really kind of rounded. Alright, so we're just going to make some little deeper cuts here and there. And we're going to round this off a little bit more here in the corner, like so. We're going to try to trim this up and around, just like so. And we're just going to make that a little deeper there, because we just really want to distinguish, have that illusion that that brim of the hat is really sticking out further than it really is. Alright. So it takes me a little while to do this particular project. Relief is just, a lot of it's just outlining your project and going back, making certain cuts. You know, in the round it's more critical that you take off and that doesn't look blocky and all that. And then in the back of the hat here, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to take it like this and follow that brim of the hat. And since the Santa is standing behind him, so the brim of his hat will be kind of in front of the Santa. So we're just going to cut this out here, just like so. We're going to cut this around a little further so it kind of matches there. Even though it will be blocky, it'll be okay. And just like so. I'm going to round this off. Round that off. Remember, we want to try to take all those bandsaw marks off, and the original wood off. We want to sliver all that off, simply because it will look better when you go to paint it. So we're going to put a little stop cut here. Now remember, be very careful with doing these stop cuts, because you can slip off the end quite easily. You know, with this, you want to lay it on a table and do it this way. That's fine. That's probably a safer way of doing it. I always like holding stuff in my hand. It doesn't always mean it's the best way of doing it. A lot of relief carving people, people hook it to a table or to a workbench, and have it clamped down, which is not a bad idea sometimes. Remember, when we do this hat's going to be black, and that top of the tassel will be white. It'll be a nice contrast when we get it painted, and the brim of the hat's going to be black as well. And we're going to go underneath here and do part of his face. Before we do that, we're going to outline his nose, like so. We're going to go in pretty deep. It won't make any difference at this point, how deep you do it. 1/8 of an inch or so is pretty good. And we're just going to, I'm trying to think how I should do this. Alright, we're going to just cut this out first, underneath here. So it looks like it's underneath the hat. You always have to think what's before something else, how it's layered. So really, the brim of the hat comes out first. We're going to round this up here, and we're going to go a little deeper here, underneath the brim of this hat. Just like so. Alright, on the same thing over here, we're going to go a little bit deeper. We're going to put a little stop cut there. And and to make things look deeper than they are, little triangular cuts and stuff do make a world of difference on this. So let's cut this off right next to this nose here, just like so. Alright, we're going to follow this nose out. Got to watch how the grain runs, okay? Alright folks, I'm running out of time here. What I'll do is I'll be right back, and we'll keep going here. Alright?